Wow. Oh, uh, that was wild. I don't even remember much from last night. Wow, Logano won the 2022 championship. I remember it being a very good race to watch, honestly. And then, well, it kind of devolved from there. We had a party, not even for Logano, but just an end of season party. And wow, after that, damn, I must have passed out. I'm still feeling some of the effects up here. Wow. Anyways, yeah, we got a lot to do. I mean, 2023 is coming up soon. Like, what, a month or two away now? Like, that feels insane, you know? It felt like a year was so far away, and now it's just almost there, and that means I gotta work on the prediction video. Of course, I still have quite some time for that, so, no worries at all. Yeah, anyways, let's see, maybe Logano's done some interviews or something, you know? Chastain, any of them, maybe? Wait a second. That can't be right.
Wait, what do you mean it's February 5th, day of the Clash? What the? Holy shit. I gotta get working. In case you thought that was a joke, it wasn't. This is really being done that last minute. I'm so sorry if this is being uploaded while the Clash has already started or potentially even finished, because at the time of recording this, that is in about 6 hours. And I don't trust YouTube's uploading speed or my editor enough to say that I can make it within that time. However, we're aiming for it. So yeah, welcome to my 2023 NASCAR Predictions, in which I'm gonna predict all the winners of the 2023 season. I really hope the music that's playing right now is carrying me through this mini stroke I'm having trying to pronounce this. But yeah, I can't really do alternative takes because, as I said, I already don't trust my my editors and YouTube enough to carry this video on time with this one take, let alone any of the other takes. If I have to do other takes, so we're just gonna go through it fairly quickly, but we're gonna keep the same format as the last year, which is we're gonna be looking at like 10 races at a time, and then of course come the playoffs, and then we're gonna look at how everything is done. We're gonna take a look at how I think the 2023 NASCAR Championship will play out. Again, I apologize for the stroke. We start with the Busch Light Clash, which I think is going to be won by Tyler Reddick. Up till now he's shown quite some speed, so we'll know in a few hours, won't we? But yeah, I think Tyler Reddick definitely has a real chance. Next up, the Daytona 500, which I think Chase Briscoe really does have a chance at. He's a fast plate racer, and I think he can profit off of the chaos the most. At Auto Club the next week, Denny Hamlin. Hamlin, of course, is quite fast around Auto Club. I'm envisioning having him a bit of a resurgent season from last year, because he is quite a good driver, of course, and I think right now he's at a more aggressive mental state, so he's really going to be able to use that. Anyways, yeah, Auto Club will be won by him. Las Vegas, won by Joey Logano. Maybe not the biggest surprise in the world. I mean, Logano is just very fast around Vegas. Of course, winning the Pennzoil 400 would be really fun, you know, considering he's sponsored by Pennzoil. But yeah, we'll see if he does. I hope he does. I think he has a speed there. Next up, Phoenix. William Byron, a bit of a shot in the dark for me, but he's been fast around Phoenix. And I think he very much can, at least in the early season, grab a win when the chaos is still developing. No one really knows for sure what the correct way is to pull ahead. I think Byron can get a win. Next week, Atlanta and Better Health 400, which Austin Cindric wins. I think it's the perfect combination of the regular speedways in which he won in Xfinity, and of course the super speedways at which he's won in Cup so far. I think he can very much get it on Atlanta. Next up at Coda, Bit of a boring pick, Chase Elliott. I mean, he's of course the best road course driver, so yeah, no major surprises there. Next up, at the Toyota Owners 400, we'll find Christopher Bell winning at Richmond, which was also a bit more of a shot in the dark, but he has shown speed around the short tracks, and I think Richmond could definitely be a point at which he can win. Next up, Bristol, which will be won by Bristol Dirt, which will be won by Ryan Blaney. He was quite fast there last race and the year before that. And I think he, like Hamlin, is going to have a bit of a resurgence season, maybe a bit more of a resurgence because of course he didn't win at all last season. So this is already an improvement, but yeah, he's going to do quite well, I think. Martinsville will be Ross Chastain. Chastain might not have as good of a season as he did last year, but of course he'll still be good. And well, him winning at Martinsville would just be perfect after what he did the last time they were at Martinsville. The Geico 500 will be won by Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace, whether you like it or not, is one of the best plate racers we currently have. The speed of Toyotas around plate tracks, of course, is also undeniable in that regard. And yeah, I think he can definitely get another Talladega win going. So yeah, we're now 10 races in, 10 points paying races, technically 11 because of the clash, who cares. Chevy and Toyota take the lead, although not by much. Ford is still quite close to them, but Chevy and Toyota do seem to be in charge. There's no repeat winners yet, we have 10 unique winners, and the next gen kind of keeps the chaos parity that it had last season. Then Dover, it goes to Alex Bowman. He's won at Dover before. He's a fast driver. He can absolutely get it done, especially considering the fact he's not with he's not with his crew chief anymore. Whatever his name was, I kind of forgetting right now. I don't have the time to research, but you know, we all know he was kind of keeping him back, and now we found him. So it's gonna be a make or break season, but I think he's gonna make it, and he starts off with a win at Dover. Kansas, we'll see Joey Logano get his second win of the season. Logano, I think, yeah, he's going to have a good season again. I mean, he's the defending champion and he's a fast driver in these next-gen Fords, so of course. At Darlington, Kyle Busch will grab his first win with RCR, and I think he's going to have a resurgence is maybe a big word, but he's gonna be better again than he was in his last few years with JGR. Although I do think part of that was due to the new next gen car, so it's going to be interesting to see if that is because of the next gen Toyota or because of just the next gen car in general. But if he succeeds at RCR, we'll know that maybe he was just not in the right place at JGR anymore after all those years. Next up, Kyle Larson gets his first win, but it's on the All-Star race. He hasn't won a points-paying race yet. I think he's going to be a bit of the Ryan Blaney. Although not exactly the same, but you'll see that. But yeah, he's not gonna be. He's not quite fast, but we'll get to that. Anyway, Charlotte, the Coca-Cola 600, will go for a double Kyle Busch points-paying victory. Kind of a bit of a sweep of sorts, which will immediately end like he's showing a lot of speed here, and then after that, it's just back to fairly regular performances for Kyle. A bit better than what we saw Tyler Reddick do last year. Anyways, at Gateway, Ty Gibbs, of course, has a lot of experience on that track. I'd say he'll be able to get it done there. You know, Ty Gibbs, fast driver. He's a rookie, but he's in a JGR car. Those cars are still fast. He can do it. Speaking about young people in JGR cars, Christopher Bell returns now for a win at Sonoma. He was fast at road courses last year. They never got to seal the deal except at the Charlotte road course, of course, but Charlotte Roval, but I don't count it as a road course. However, he's fast around road courses, so he could get it done. Ryan Blaney wins at Nashville, which is, yeah, admittedly I didn't know who to put here, so I just picked a random person who finished well there, and Blaney seemed like a good choice. Again, adding to the storyline of Blaney having a bit of a resurgent season as he pushes back against the negativity of last season. William Byron will win at Chicago purely based off the fact he was faster in the sim race. I don't know if he will. This is another shot in the dark, but yeah, if he does, Byron gets his second win. Hamlin returns for a victory, this time at Atlanta, showing off his speed. And yeah, Atlanta, as I said, perfect combination of play for a super speedway and regular speedway, and Hamlin is fast at both, so he can definitely get a win there. We're now 20 races in. Ford is really lacking behind. They basically only have Logano and Blaney right now. SHR is nowhere to be found. Neither is Cindric. A bit like this point in time last season, except then it was literally only Logano. Like none of SHR. Or well, maybe Briscoe you could argue was a bit present, but even then, that's hard to say. Yeah, Ford's again really lacking behind. The amount of new winners slows down. We're not having as crazy of a season as last year, although it's still crazy. Crazy compared to Gen 6 standards. But yeah, it kind of slows down the insanity. About slow, Chase Elliott. He's only won Coda so far. And he's not doing too great, which he's got a point paying win at least, so he can get himself into the playoffs, but he's not picking up the speed here, and we're already 20 races in. Finally, Truex Jr., who we haven't mentioned at all. That's because I don't think he's going to get out of his 2022 slump, especially with what's been going on recently in his private life, which I won't discuss because he doesn't want people to, so... But yeah, he's not in the greatest emotional state right now, so I don't think he's going to get out of that slump, honestly. Anyways, next time, New Hampshire, is Ross Chastain getting his second victory. Again, really just a matter of who fits, and I thought Chastain would fit. It's a shot in the dark, but he'll be. I think he definitely has speed around New Hampshire. He could absolutely win. Pocono, we'll see the start of the Kevin Harvick show, the mid-season Kevin Harvick show, in which he inexplicably becomes fast again before fading. Except this time, I believe it only lasts a lot shorter. But yeah, Pocono sees Kevin Harvick win, continuing his speed, and yeah, that's good for Kevin Harvick fans, I suppose. Richmond, we get Chase Elliott gets his second win, finally winning on an oval, and finally snapping that winless streak that he's built up since Coda. Right, so trying to pick up some speed again before the playoffs begin, which of course is essential for him as doesn't have a lot of momentum. Logano wins at Michigan, not an exciting pick by any chance. It's a very boring pick, but he absolutely can. He has the speed for it, he has the car for it, so yeah. Chase Briscoe gets his second win of the season at the Indy Pro Course. Of course, no surprise why I picked this. He is a fast driver around there. So yeah, he could absolutely do it. Then at the Glen, Tyler Reddick, surprising maybe, but Tyler Reddick is a fast road course driver, and Toyota does have their road course package nailed down usually. So if 2311 performs like it should, then Tyler Reddick can win at the Glen. And now we got 15 winners. And the Coke Zero Sugar 400 at Daytona will see the 16th, which will be Kyle Larson knocking Martin Truex Jr. out of the playoffs. Not that the difference was a lot, it was like 1 point anyway, so that's at least my lore for now, that Truex was ahead of Larson by a single point. And yeah, whatever would have happened at the race, it was basically confirmed already that Larson would pass him since he qualified a lot better. Blah blah blah. You all know the story. Larson gets into the playoffs as the 16th winner. So a bit less of an upset story compared to last season, but still a bit of an upset. Now at the playoffs, you can look at it here. If you've been following along, you should already know them. Got Briscoe, Hamlin, Logano, Byron, Cindric, Elliott, Bell, Blaney, Chastain, Wallace, Bowman, Kyle, Gibbs, Harvick, Reddick, and Larson. A fairly stacked playoff field, of course. Some notable guys like Martin Truex Jr. are missing. The rest of SHR is still not performing as well as they should. Honestly, I think Almirola is just gonna gonna ride it out. He's not gonna do a lot, I don't think. And I think Ryan Preece will win at Darlington a week too late. I think he'll be in contention for the playoffs, but he'll not make it. And then next week at Darlington, he'll grab that victory. Again, fairly random placement, quite a shot in the dark. But it's definitely not impossible. Next up at Kansas, Harvick grabs his second victory of the season. And that locks him into the round of 12, of course. So yeah, he's looking to perform a bit better than last season. And following him is Kyle Busch grabbing his third win. And yeah, pushing on into the round of 12. Which, as you can see, consists of these drivers. If you've been paying attention, you'll know that 4 drivers have been eliminated. Which ones? Great question. You can see Ty Gibbs is gone, you can see Bubba Wallace is gone, and there's 2 other drivers, which I'm definitely not forgetting. Alright, I'm just neglecting to mention them. That's the story we're going with. Anyways, at Texas, I think Alex Bowman finally returns. It took him a while, but it pushes him into the round of 8, which is definitely what that team needs. At Talladega, Brad Keselowski grabs his first win with Roush and for all the season. So snapping a very long winless streak also, which has been going on for since 2021. So that's a full season at the very least, and like 90% of this season. But he snaps it and he wins at Talladega. And then at the Charlotte Roval, another boring prediction. But it's gonna be Chase Elliott. I think he can come in clutch, and this pushes into us round of 8, finally showing that he still has some of that momentum from the that he was lacking in the preseason or in the regular season. I guess it's regular season. Yeah, it's regular season. Anyways, we got the round of 8 here. Kyle surprisingly made it. Kevin Harvick didn't, mainly because I feel like Kyle at RCR can do a lot more. Because RCR is building up now for the first time in years, while SHR is going down and has been going down for years. So I don't think he can. Busch makes it, although barely, I'll have to admit. Larson, in complete opposition to Blaney, is actually having a great season so far. Even if he does only have that one win, he really has started pushing himself since the playoffs come. And yeah, this is the round of 8. Let's see who makes the final 4. Larson starts it off very strong with that one tactical victory that he needed. Makes it into the final 4 for after missing out last year. And of course, with the drama that was already there, this is a very, very, very good surprising moment, honestly. You know. Next up, Denny Hamlin wins at Miami and drives his way into the final 4 also for the first time in a while. But I think this might be Denny's last shot at a championship, if I'm completely honest. You know, the fact that he's gone 0 is kind of sad actually. And not in the funny way. Well, in the funny way, not in the sad way, because he's had a great career he can be proud of, but it's sad he doesn't have a championship, because he's definitely had his opportunities, and this will be one of them. And then finally, Chris Buescher, or Christopher Buescher, as his card there says, he will win at Martinsville. Again, fairly random pick, but he has won at Bristol, so he is a good short track racer, and that's what I base it on. And that leaves us with the final 4 of Larson, Hamlin, Logano, and Elliott. You know, we have 3 champions there, and Denny Hamlin, who are all fighting for the championship. I think Kyle Larson, he's fighting for just a second championship, a chance to prove himself. Hamlin is of course fighting for what is quite possibly his last championship attempt. And you can quote me on this. Even if Hamlin does win this championship, the 2023 championship, he won't be in contention for the 2024 championship, either due to the fact he is retiring, he gets fired, or he just doesn't have the speed anymore. I think he's approaching the end, unfortunately. Same with Kyle Busch, that's why I did let Kyle Busch make it in. Logano, of course, is just fighting for his third championship, fighting to defend his, and Elliott is fighting for his second. Honestly, Hamlin might have the most interesting story, but yeah, the most interesting story won't win your championship, and that's why I think Chase Elliott will get his will get his second championship, winning the race, and showing that we're truly, as Eric Eastep dubbed it, in the Chase Elliott era. I'm not even that big of a Chase Elliott fan, but you can't deny that he's a fast driver. He makes the final 4. He has chances at championships, and I think he can get his second championship quite easily here, especially if you look at the field. Like, I think Logano will be the only true challenge to him, and I think he will come out on top. Chase Elliott, your 2023 Cup Series champion. Those are my predictions. Thank you for watching.